Yo, what is good? My quick crypto family and my coin factory family. We're back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream, and the markets are continuing to bleed right now. Casper, truth be told, as I stated in my yesterday's stream, is definitely looking worse for wear, and we could be down. We could be in for some serious downside in the very near future, in the short term, due to the fact that around this level below 9 cents, there is not many levels of support here for Casper. At least nothing that's been tested so far. Right now we're hovering at around 9.55 cents on the daily time frame, down 3.3% on the daily time frame, and we can see right now we are definitely rebounding off a level of support, or holding strong at least around this level. And we see it all the way back from November of 2023 and equally back in January of 2024. But unfortunately, as it stands, there isn't much in terms of support below this region. There's seemingly one in and around 8.8 around here. But otherwise, Casper is definitely in a spot of bother, if you will. But in saying that, am I worried about Casper still? No. Still nothing's changed for me. All we're seeing is the price coming down, and that is a result of the current macro elements in this market. And also due to exchanges. We're going to get into that in a moment as well, because we're seeing some posts highlighting the bleeding we're seeing right now from exchanges. And it's, exchanges right now, they're the ones who are stealing all the capital, stealing all the money. They are businesses wanting to make profit after all. So they're calling the market to collapse. At least that's the main belief right now. It's market manipulation going on from the larger wallet holders. And that's also why Casper and everything else right now seemingly is struggling today. Looking at Casper down 3%, Sui down 4%, C down 1%, Taos down a little bit, Naka down a little bit. Some projects are doing okay today, but we've seen all of them. Right now the market is extremely volatile. But at the same time, the reason why I'm not worried for is because we've got some very bullish announcements in the stream. I think we're seeing a lot more in regards to listings. I've got sources here which people are not paying attention to very much, about certain wallets that are actively and aggressively buying more and more Casper. You can see that much if you look at the number of addresses right here. You see 24-hour change. You can see these wallets right now and the number of them that will be buying more and more, almost like clockwork as well. So we may see, in that regard, we may see even more exchange listings coming very shortly. I think the possibility. And equally, we've seen some very big information, the macro side of things, regarding sentiment that seems to believe or support the belief that we could be seeing rate cuts happening very shortly, which of course would be great for this market. We'll get into all of that in the stream. As always, if you like these streams, love these streams, we're doing these streams daily, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Casper's down right now, but if you believe in the project, if you know what you're holding, then not financial advice, maybe choose this time to fill your bags more so. Me right now, I'm filling my bags constantly because I do believe in Casper and what it's building, and posts like this from Son Polinsky himself also supports my belief in what they're building as well. What's up, legend? Welcome back to Streamer Man. Hope you're doing very well. What's happening to the market right now? I believe it's just it's the continuous fallout from the ongoing trade war, the tariffs, and also exchanges right now that are manipulating the price of the projects all around. So we can see here from this first post from Flash, the US Postal Office has apparently now suspended all parcels from China, which is a very big decision, have a massive impact, because China accounts for half of all small packages sent to the United States. All packages will now have to be inspected, and China's e-commerce giants will lose price advantage. So again, we're seeing America, while China have implemented 10 to 15% tariffs back on America, we haven't seen any negotiations come to fruition just yet between the two largest economies. But right now it looks like America are taking more of an aggressive stance again, trying to put more pressure on China to submit to Trump's will. And this is partly why the market's struggling even more so, but should we get an agreement very soon, that will cause likely a reversal and a relief rally. But yeah, this is again on top of the 10% taxes on Chinese imports from America. So again, we're seeing increased developments, which is definitely not doing well for markets, but it could hopefully come to an end sooner than we think. That's currently the sentiment I'm under right now, hoping that China will and America will come to some form of agreement very soon. But we can see right now in this post from Marty Party, ultimately one of the main reasons, and arguably probably the bigger reason, like much of us seeing these tariffs causing negative sentiment in the market, the biggest reason why the markets are dumping is because of what the whales are doing. Here we can see from multi-party market maker update, centralized exchanges flush crypto on the most bullish sentiments in crypto history by the US government. We've just seen the US government, since Trump's administration, while it has had some ups and downs, since Trump's been elected in November, Bitcoin's risen up to over 100k. We're in one of the most bullish cycles we've ever seen in history. But right now it doesn't feel that way because the projects aren't rallying as we suspected they would do, or we thought it'd go higher quicker, whatever the sentiment may be. Either way, right now, the centralized exchanges are the one that are flushing crypto right now. These institutions and on and offshore platforms do not care about their customers or crypto. They are here for profits. That's simply all it is. That's why I state, don't be emotional, be logical, and also follow the money. The money right now is trying to squeeze you out. But at the same time, you watch these institutions and these on and offshore platforms, they continue to buy back in either way. They just try to make you, they squeeze you out of your bags and then buy back on the dips. So they sell crypto, but they will be regulated to be fair, not trade against their customers, not manipulated by prices, and be fully audited and have to be transparent. Their shenanigans are coming to an end. So right now we're seeing this manipulation happening, but arguably the reason why is because they're trying to do it while they still have the opportunity to do so. Because with regulations coming through, which are coming through as we speak, I'm going to get to it all in a moment as well, with regulations coming through, these illicit activities won't be able to continue much longer because they'll be audited and have to actually be transparent. That's a belief in that, that's a hope. We'll have to wait and see if it comes to fruition. But that's also partly why we see, and look, this is the post of it here. Shout out to Suhail, my man, again, for this post in my free Discord community. Again, those who aren't a part of it, links are in the chat, my homepage, and also on in the description of this stream right now, my free Discord community here, where we all talk about crypto and Casper, trying to understand more about the space. So I hear Suhail, my man, put this post in, showcasing right now all of these projects right now that are currently down massively. From memes to layer 2s, DeFi, AI agents, layer 1s as well, all of them are down tremendously, since they're launching. This is a sign that, again, most of these projects went down significantly after a Binance listing or Coinbase listing. Because exchanges, of course, are trying to make the most of they can make profit while they still have the opportunity to do so. I know, for example, Tau, a massive AI project, is due to be listed on Coinbase very, very shortly. And truth be told, much as I do like Tau, I think Tau may see some short-term rallies followed by a pullback. Maybe a big pullback at that, because again, there's nothing stopping Tau from coming back right now. There's not enough institutional sentiment just yet. But either way, right now, despite the negative sentiment in the market caused by exchanges, things are still looking up for crypto and Casper as well. Yesterday's seemingly nothing burger of a press conference, while it didn't hold a lot of significance, I agree. There was some stuff that was announced that, while ultimately not announcing anything significant on top of it, it still is reinstating belief in the space. David Sachs stated that they're evaluating a Bitcoin reserve. Again, we already know they are doing that, but having the reaffirming of that much is good to see. And equally, the chairman of the House of Financial Services, French Hill, stated in the 190th Congress, we have a bicameral project for both a stablecoin bill and a regulatory framework that will bring clarity to digital assets in the United States. And speaking of which, we're starting to see the SEC reduce crypto enforcement efforts, reassigning over 50 lawyers working on crypto cases. So we're seeing all the anti-SEC lawyers and members now being reassigned and kind of removed from this space, which is very, very good. And we're starting to see stablecoin bills come out as well. We've got one introduced today from Senator Hagerty with the bill called Genius Act, standing for Guide and Establishing National Innovation and US Stablecoins. And this is, again, a good sign of what is to come. It's not going to be implemented necessarily next week, but we're seeing the developments happening now more so, which again is why, despite this correction in the market, I don't choose to be worried at all in the slightest, because I'm holding loads of these products for the cycle, going through to Q3, Q4, when I think the bot cycle's not going to probably happen. You're seeing stablecoin bills coming out, you're seeing digital asset legislation coming out as well, you're seeing in due time a Bitcoin reserve, I'm sure, and digital asset reserve, these sort of things here. And as frustrating as they are for us right now, don't be emotional, be logical, don't look short term, think long term or think longer term. And follow the money, because right now things are still looking up for crypto. And we've got a lot more to cover in just a moment regarding these crypto updates, but also I want to cover some Casper news as well. Ultimately, why I think we are in a very, very strong position right now, in particular with some, again, one of the things Cathy was stated was the longer the base, the bigger the breakout. truth be told, with how things are shaping up in this space right now and Casper itself, I would like to believe we're seeing multiple extremely massive catalysts happening within a very short span of time with each other. And I'm talking 10 BPS coming out, following around the same time as multiple tier 1 exchange listings coming out as well. Some other form of, developers, the KRI. As this title also states, the KRI have announced they are going to try and meet with the SEC regarding their crypto task force. A lot of bullish to come out as well. So time will tell, of course, but there's nothing to be worried about just yet, in my belief. Is Binance hitting Casper? We haven't got a confirmed date yet. But we have had. I made a video on this yesterday, where we had some alpha leaks, if you will, from a member, a part of the Casper team, who stated that he had trusted sources, so multiple of them, who have not given a confirmed date, but stated that Binance will be listing Casper in February. And I've been seeing multiple things throughout a lot of the Casper community. And I'm not talking about influencers, I'm talking about people who are actually developing on the project. I saw it from Kango's developer as well. Casper, of course, I've seen it from I've seen it from, other hints as well from other parts of the community. So I think February, again, nothing confirmed yet, but right now February seems to be the likely time frame for Binance and Casper, which will be good, of course. People seem to believe that Binance indicates the top, because a lot of the projects recently being listed from Binance have caused significant corrections. But the difference is, a lot of those projects were just rubbish memes with no foundation behind them, and therefore they're gifting these tokens to Binance and Coinbase and them lots, so they cause quick pump and dumps. Whereas Casper is fair launch, therefore the exchanges want to make I'd like to believe, make a better game with it as opposed to just a quick pump. Therefore, they're likely going to list it and hope it'll do well for the long run. So it will unlikely be a quick pump and dump. And again, Casper, I think the community is strong enough to hold on. I don't think many of us here are waiting for a pump and dump necessarily with a listing. We're most of waiting here for holding for the long term for the cycle. What's up, Tony? Welcome to my man. I'm doing very, very well. I'll be back. I'm shitting Casper in another live. Big up to you, my man. I'd love to hear it. Welcome back when you are back, my man. When is it going back to 15 cents? Where it was nearly 60 months ago. Well, I mean, you say that equally 15 cents we were there about a month ago itself, or less than that. We left 2 weeks ago. It's only been 2 weeks since we lost 15 cents and we're back down again. When again, we have to wait and see. Yes, you could argue, say yes, when we're going to reach that back in 60 months ago, which again was 60 months ago since we were hit at 15 cents. When it first hit there, all-time highs back then. But we've hit 15 cents numerous times and been above that level for a very, very long time. It only came down since August properly. We made another recovery back to 18, 19 cents, and now, as of January 18th, we hit 15 cents and came back down again, following all the tariff and trade war, all the other macro elements that's affected the price of Casper, and also the exchange's manipulation as well. Can Casper drop to 5 cents? There's always a possibility of such. I'm not discrediting the possibility of it, but for me personally, I think it's more unlikely. Again, it could happen. And if it does, best believe I am probably selling... I don't even know. I'm selling something. I would joke about selling my house, but I would just be selling something that... Maybe sell my car. Selling my car for, the rest of this year and put all that money into buying Casper. Unironically, because 5 cents Casper for me is absolutely dirt cheap. So while 5 cents is possible, I would like to believe it's quite unlikely, because that would make it a 70% pullback from its all-time high, or 80%, 75% from its all-time high. Again, it's possible, but I would like to believe that the bottom for Casper is probably where it came down from that massive flash crash, at around 7 cents now. But we'll have to wait and see. It depends on market sentiment right now, and how quick we get regulations as well coming through. Welcome back, retire or die trying. I'd love to hear, my man. Welcome back to the show. You're doing very, very well. 10 cents fail, 5 cents possible, regardless. Casper's down 50% since last February. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'd like to believe it's unlikely, though, due to all the... Again, while the market right now is definitely in a dire state, we are seeing, and I'll showcase throughout this stream, and equally, I'll showcase information to this in my community, and especially to members who are part of the executives here, showcase proof time and time again of the constant bullish sentiment in this space. I'll showcase some very, very... I'm not going to disclose it publicly here, because again, that's taken away from the executives get their side there, but I disclose some very, very important and relatively unspoken macro factors in my community yesterday, which highlighted that we're going to likely see a significant price rally and market tops in around Q3, Q4. Of course, you want to know what that is, you've got to go check out the executive community there. 7-day free trial going on right now. But as it stands right now, and I'm going to showcase through the stream either way, we're seeing a lot of very bullish sentiment this month for Casper and crypto, and equally throughout the rest of the cycle as well. So again, 5 cents is possible, but with what's coming through, I like to believe it's not likely. But again, I have to wait and see. But with that being said, before I answer some more questions, let's get into a bit more of the Casper news first. So here we can see Fisk asking the question, why is Casper not on more centralized exchanges? Casper is a community, obviously just talking about, Casper being a community-driven project, fair launch, they have to build up their accumulation of the project. We all know the reasoning why, well, that's partly the main reason why these centralized exchanges have not listed Casper just yet. We know that much. Luke highlights here, which is also important to know, regardless of a listing fee, which most have claimed to not have, which we know is not true, exchanges list a project when it best benefits them. They are a business at the end of the day. That's what I've been highlighting time and time again. These people are businesses. Binance, Coinbase, OKX, they are a business. Their goal is to make profit. So strategically, this means that the upside of timing is right. It could yield much larger rewards than if it just receives a single payment. So as if a project just gifts them money to list a project, they'll be like, okay, you'll list it. They don't really care. They may see no longevity in a project where they just give them money to do so. But hypothetically, if an exchange receives a single payment up front from listings, maybe this means they don't see long-term upside in the project. Again, it's not confirmation, but it's food for thought. Casper does not give these exchanges money because it's a fair enough proof of work. So they have to put it up themselves. Therefore, they have to determine the risk to reward for them listing Casper. So they're going to do it when the time is right for them. And I like to believe, and sources suggest, that the time will be coming very, very soon. For example, Full Face 69, shout out my man, Casper enthusiast, a believer in it. He'd be talking about stuff that not many people are talking about, which is new wallets that I've started buying in very quick successions and ample doses as well. Everyone is focusing on wallet number 5. We've been talking about for a while, wallet number 5 seemingly being Binance's wallet, we like to believe. We've been buying every 3 to 4 days, significant portions of Casper, almost now near 500 million Casper holdings. But nobody is talking about wallet number 21, for example, which started accumulating Casper as of January 21st for the first time, and it buys dozens of buys every few hours. So let's have a look at this wallet. Wallet 21, of course, it might have already changed now, might have gone up higher in the rankings. We know it was in around January 21st it started buying. So have a look at this wallet here. Could be this one. Okay, this one started buying slightly before that. We saw, but actually no, I think it is referring to this wallet pretty much. You see this wallet started buying, bought a little bit back in September, then bought a little bit again back in November, and then been buying continuously. Straight line up like that. That is since December. Or even that's since November 16th. Buying continuously. This may be an exchange, it may just be a very avid Casper holder. But we're seeing a lot more of these big wallets coming through right now. And then take this one, for example, as well. Wallet number 9. Have some mental issues. The person behind this wallet likes round numbers. 2 million Casper, 1.5 million Casper, 1 million Casper. If we go look at the 24-hour change right now, we can see all the exchanges, all the wallets right now that be buying more Casper. Number 10, buying 16 million today. I'm only going to pay attention to the really, really big ones here because they're the ones that, typically are perceived as exchanges. Of course, wallet 446 buying 2.7 mil is insane, but that's probably just a massive holder. But you've got this wallet here, number 10, that's been buying 16 mil today. Have a look at this wallet here. We can see this one is the elusive wallet that started buying significant portion again in around November. So we've seen 2 wallets now. 2 wallets here that started buying significant portions around the same time. This one started buying a little bit in September and then started buying continuously since November 11th or November 16th even. This wallet similarly started buying since November 21st. And again, it's doing it like clockwork, buying more and more every single time. And it's just one of the 16 million Casper. Taking this other big wallet here, number 8, for example. Number 8, for example, also bought a significant amount of Casper. And number 8 here has started buying Casper much, much earlier. Now, this one to me more likely could be an actual holder because it bought so much early on and has been continuously buying small amounts here and there. For me, exchanges tend to buy more so, again, kind of like these block amounts. This is more like an exchange sort of buying, I guess, in my perspective of such. And equally, that could be something perceived with that as well. But we're seeing a lot more of these, larger wallets starting to buy in bulk, buying a lot more Casper, a lot more frequently as well. And with all the news we've been seeing around exchanges recently, again, Binance seemingly gearing up with leaks and alpha. Again, I covered that in my latest video talking about it. With OKX seemingly on the horizon, that will follow quite soon after Binance. And again, Johnny, the VP of the KEF, they confirmed that KEF are talking to American exchanges, therefore, in my belief, likely Crypto.com. Again, this is speculative, but the information that we have compiled together and I've disclosed does leave an element of belief and logic behind the sentiment behind it, that we're going to be seeing some exchanges come through very, very quickly when the time is right in the market. Again, the time right now, we can see if you look at Casper, volume's not the best, of course, right now. It's currently down to 96 million again. But that means that when we see the market sentiment, really there, when the volume starts rallying properly, we'll likely see the exchanges jump on board. That's what the KF and Wolf have been saying for a while now. And equally, when it comes through with the bigger exchanges, again, Bybit, while it, it's not been the dominating exchange, it's been holding and trading volume for Casper above 10% now for about 2 weeks, which it used to only do about 5-6%. So it's been one of the top 4 continuously, sometimes even top 3. And this could be, again, a good indicator of such. We're waiting for high volume, of course, we're waiting for more sentiments. And again, we're seeing those catalysts come through time and time again. Which is why I'm going to get into this post here from Son Polinsky, which is, again, a big part why I think Casper is going to do exceptionally well in this cycle and cycle to follow. This here is a post from Shaw, who is the founder of Elisa Labs. And Johnny here highlights that this reply to Shaw, the founder of Elisa Labs, is a leading crypto AI project. So the fact of the matter is, this is Casper, making their stand, educating everyone in the space, but also in contacting AI project. And those who are part of the executive community, and equally those who watch my stream daily, will understand and know my sentiment on AI and how big it's going to be. Of course, executives know a lot more through institutional documents and how big AI is going to be. So while, again, AI agents and AI projects are currently not doing as well as I'd like to believe it would do, it's only a matter of time. Trump literally said America's going to be a crypto and AI, leader in this space. And I think they will do. So here, Son Polinsky basically just kind of goes, replies to Shaw's post here talking about why you should think twice about launching a fair launch coin if you intend to use it to fund a long duration project. Just kind of dismissing the downsides to which, again, the points here, by all means you can read up on it yourself, fair enough. Thank you, Ablocker. But we can see here, Son Polinsky replies here about, one path to sustaining a fair launch project is to set a social consensus around loan lock funds rather than donations. So again, I'm not going to read it word for word, but to understand effectively what Son Polinsky is saying here, he's highlighting that there are many problems that happen with many projects in this space, whether it be fair launch, whatever it may be. Many crypto projects raise funds through donations or ICOs, which can lead to, problems like concentrated wealth to the hands of the early investors, the whales, which you could argue Casper has that same sentiment, because people who got into Casper early at 5 cents aren't worried about Casper where it's at right now, as opposed to people who got into it around 20 cents right now, who are now down almost 50 odd percent, well, actually about over 50% right now. But at the same time, you look at Casper and how much it's holding right now, whales aren't necessarily the controlling factor. Casper, for the most part, is still the most decentralized project in the space. When you look at something like XRP, for example, the insiders, the employees and everybody else, the ICOs, they can hold over 55% of the total supply. They could just dump all of it in unison. To get all the whales to dump Casper in unison is a lot harder because there's no ICOs. Anyways, going back to the post from Polinsky here, the proposed solution was instead of donations, so instead of donations to them, the ICOs and whatnot, the whales could lock their funds in a decentralized leading platform like AAVE. AAVE is a project that I have not spoken about very much, but I do have some bullish sentiment around it. I think it's not a bad project. Currently 4 billion market cap, 31 on CoinMarketCap as well. Currently got 664 million 24-hour trading volume on Binance. Coinbase is a very big project. I'm not saying necessarily it's trustworthy, but I think it's a very, very decent project that has very good fundamentals around it. You also, as opposed to, locking up the whales funds in decentralizing platforms like AAVE, you could also borrow a stablecoin. against their locked crypto assets, or you can use, the stable coins that could be used to fund the project development. You've got loads of solutions, right? Which is what I'm talking about here. And the reason why this works is because it incentivizes holding. It incentivizes whales to hold the crypto as opposed to just selling it when they feel they made enough money of it. And that's what Casper is obviously trying to achieve right now. And the fair launch approach can help ensure a more fair and sustainable launch for crypto projects, and therefore it will discourage early dumping from coins from large investors. That's why, again, if you look at the holders of Casper, go to the addresses by Casper and you look at the ones that are the bigger wallet holders, majority of them have been holding continuously. The longer holders, let's do it by is there a way you can do it by time? There is a way, and I'm just losing my mind because I can't think how to do it right now. But there's duration table. No, it's not that one. If you go and navigate through here, you can find it. But you can look at it like when you look through Casperlytics here, you can look at the addresses right now. Ones have been holding for over numerous months in a row, and that will showcase to you that the ones who've been holding for a while, they are not selling. People who are selling Casper are ones who are recent buyers, because they got into it without looking too much into what the project is actually about and just went on a whim. They didn't look into understanding what Casper is about. And then the cherry on top here as well, from Polinsky, when he's talking about this as well, he highlights that this is what Ethereum Foundation should have done instead of just selling Ethereum. They should have actually, not necessarily the fair launch approach, but it should have done some other alternative, as the approach that Polinsky highlights here, whether it be locking up the funds or using a stablecoin instead of just selling it off. Because by selling it off now, it has resulted, if they had done that, it may have resulted in a more stable and sustainable ecosystem for Ethereum. But right now, Ethereum, as we know, is just struggling. Obviously, it's still the leading, blockchain, if you will, in this space, when majority of things are built on Ethereum. But I believe strongly that's going to change in the near future. And of course, to utilize platforms like Casper can potentially create a more sustainable and fair launch for its ecosystem because of its decentralized nature. Therefore, it can be better than the likes of AAVE or AVE in the future. So the fair launch nature of Casper, it proposes a way for wealthy investors to contribute to a project. So again, by doing the, whales locking their funds to kind of donate to Casper type thing, it kind of gives the whales a way to invest and contribute to the project development while minimizing the risk of dumping early, which helps Casper and other projects long term. This is the understanding that Casper has, and that's why I think Casper could do very, very well. What they're building is very, very innovative, and they're constantly trying to educate and innovate and educate other people as well about their ideologies and why Casper can do very well. Of course, you'll see pullbacks. We're seeing pullbacks of Casper right now, but the pullbacks are not a result of whales, or these pullbacks are not. And I mean, again, why I can't find it is just something I need to. If I had a bit more time, I wouldn't feel like I was, trying to. I don't want to be, looking mindlessly for a little bit as I've gone brain foggy. But if you were to look through Casperlytics and look at the longer term holders, you see the majority of the sellers right now are not the long term holders. They're either exchanges or they're short term holders, people who bought, within the last 6 months. These are people who sold, and even then, more so going to be people who bought in and around this period here. People who bought in and around this period here, or even earlier than that, they are not the ones selling, because they know what they hold. They understand what's coming to Casper very, very soon. They understand that, despite its lackluster price action, it's still got a lot of sentiment behind it. For example, here you've got Uphold. He even highlighted that Casper, again, is in the top 10 of assets purchased. Solana being the top, then Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then XRP, Tether, USDC, Litecoin, Doge, Casper, Stellar. Casper is still deemed as one of the most bullish projects in the space despite its lackluster price action. Why? Because people believe in its potential price rise, which I do so as well. I still believe $2 Casper is not far-fetched. It sounds, egregious to say so now, with it being a $2.5 billion market cap, basically meaning I'm looking for a 20x or something from here. Sounds egregious to say that much, but I still don't think it's excessive. I don't. 50 billion market cap, I don't think it's too much at all. When you see how quickly the space can jump, and the fact of the matter being that we're seeing, developments suggest that we could be seeing a Q3, Q4 cycle top, and Casper's developments of tier 1 listings and stable coins and smart contracts and 10 BPS and everything else, potentially Dagnite as well, all coming out in the latter half of the cycle, or the half of this year, I think could drive the FOMO needed for Casper to start rallying in price, especially where you've got crypto, the SEC who are now launching a new crypto task force website to provide clarity for crypto laws, and Hester Pierce, the crypto mum, SEC commissioner, is going to be leading the SEC task force, which is very bullish, but more so, at the states on their website, and we can see here, if you would like to meet with the crypto task force, please request a meeting. And it looks like the KRI would be cool if the KRI could request a meeting on the site and let Casper power whole economies. We are on it, following very closely. The KRI are doing their job once more as market makers for institutions for Casper. Getting in favour of the SEC would be very, very beneficial for institutions getting involved in Casper. And that's what the KRI's goal is, institutional adoption for Casper. That's what they're trying to do. Again, to remind you, these are the partnerships the KRI have. Bosch, you've got Shell down here. You've got DHL here. You've got many, many more massive institutions here. Some of them are, again, I'm probably glossing over. They're very big on Oracle here as well. You've got absolutely, these are all the companies that are partnered with and working alongside the KRI, and therefore all these industries here have access to Casper. This is DRI associated partners here, and DRI and KRI are kind of two of the same thing. KRI will become a lot more relevant when you have the smart contract on Casper coming out, which will come out, and that will be where you see I start to believe some significant, rallies for Casper, so to speak. But this is what this is what KRI is going to try and do. The reason why you've got Coinbase, while again seemingly still standoffish. Coinbase is now talking to Casper, sent to the KRI. The reason why Casper got onto the INATBA nominations, while they didn't win it, the reason for it. They're now going to talk to the SEC. And one thing I did remember seeing as well is that Paul Atkins, who right now, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with him, but Paul Atkins is meant to be the new SEC chair. Right now, it is Mark Yeda who's taking over for the time being, standing in. So I'm sure Paul Atkins will come in due time. And Paul Atkins is on the board of Securitize, who's a partner with Zodia, who's partnered with Casper. So according to sources, Paul Atkins actually is aware of Casper, which wouldn't surprise me again. More people than you probably care to admit know of Casper. Why the price is not rising because the time's not right for it. But again, if a project had great fundamentals and therefore was meant to rise, immediately, then we'd all be millionaires. And patience is the virtue, as CZ Binance has stated. Looking for great, you should be really focusing on fundamentals as opposed to just striving away from hype. And that's what Casper's all about. Think about Nvidia. When Nvidia first came out, it didn't just jump to being a top project straight away. Nvidia is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, stock. One of the biggest companies in the world, leading AI company. But it didn't get there overnight. It took years. Casper, what they're doing, while the technology is decades old, they've been developing it and improving it more and more. But the project itself already released itself 3 years ago. Or even close to 4 years now. Either way, it's very early in its life cycle. And we still haven't got the phase 2 of adoption, everything else coming through as well. And when it has all the stuff on it as well, you'll see a lot more adoption. For something that I've been stating time and time again, which I still believe is a possibility, is XRP's ledger, Ripples. They're currently being deemed as this kind of, blockchain hub, if you will, for traditional banks and financial systems and whatnot. And I still think it's going to happen, at least for the time being. But I don't know if it's going to be a long-term solution. I have to wait and see. If something better comes out, it probably won't be, and I think Casper will be that. But we can see here, XRP Ledger has temporarily halted block production. Ripple CTO cites possible network drift. So I'm not going to go into the whole nitty-gritty of this whole article here, but ultimately it's just highlighting that there were issues with the XRP Ledger that caused the network to go down. That is terrible to be utilized as a back on a financial system. So XRP Ledger, while it's very, very quick and transactions are very, very cheap, right now it hasn't, at least to our knowledge, it's not being utilized on an institutional scale just yet, where everything's transacting through the XRP Ledger. So if it's already going down and crashing and struggling, how's it going to be effective to transact trillions of dollars of capital? JP Morgan, for example, one of the biggest banks in the world, there was an interview with Jamie Dimon, who stated that JP Morgan transact tens of trillions of dollars a day. That's a sort of capital be flowing through blockchain technology, through crypto technology. And if the ledgers that can handle that sort of volume, while also providing, cheap fees and very quick fees, all that sort of stuff, that's the ones that are going to gain favor of the institutions. And XRP Ledger is right now one of the favorites, but it still has flaws. And of course, Casper has flaws itself right now. But those flaws are being squashed and blemished and, fixed constantly by Casper. And you've got massive partnerships already working and projects are building on top of Casper already that will allow it to start growing more in adoption. And you'll see when 10BS comes out, alongside smart contracts and stablecoins, a lot of these ecosystems will start migrating to Casper because it's decentralized while also being quick and cheap. That's Casper's money-making scheme. That's kind of our money-making scheme. How we end up seeing profit in Casper is when its use case comes to fruition. Right now, it's not got the use case. Right now, it's a great concept project. A lot's coming to it, and it will come to fruition, and it will likely steal a lot of capital from other projects, but it won't be overnight. It is a marathon, not a sprint. So that's why I take these times or these pullbacks as opportunities to buy more at these dips, believing strongly that we'll start seeing a quick reversal or a reversal in this cycle, and of course years to follow. And then I could be very happy that I ignored the noise and ignored the FUD. I understood what I was holding and the sort of significance it will make in this space. Casper's still developing more and more. For example, NFTs are now live at Casper.com, which is great to see. Another, again, big milestone for Casper. Mikey, my man, for the $20 Canadian donation, thank you very much again. Absolute legend. I love it from you, man. And again, everyone who loves watching these streams, be doing these streams daily, then by all means, please leave a like, share, subscribe for more. But yeah, I appreciate my man. Again, I do highlight that. Don't need to. You don't need to. Obviously it's your money, but I appreciate the sentiment nonetheless, man. It means a hell of a lot for me, knowing that, again, my content's worthwhile. So I appreciate it very much, my man. And we've got a lot more, again, coming to Casper and in this space for crypto as well. I'll just get into it in a moment before I answer some questions though real quickly. Post Casper sick, come on. Yeah, I mean, I understand that feeling. That's actually one of the most popular memes that Mr. Mars tends to put out time and time again. But again, I think that is a matter of time for me. 945 broken, then we're going to 7 cents. Again, could be possible, but when you look at levels of resistance or supports even, again, this is my understanding of the market. You don't tend to, I draw these lines to give you an understanding of where the zones are, but these zones aren't necessarily just a single line. So the zone isn't necessarily just here at, 945. It's more so, the actual zones when you draw them out are more like a rectangle. So you can see here for this zone here, this zone is more so like this. So that's more so the level of support here. So this whole thing, so you mean you'll see it hit here and be inside here, and then it'll go above that, and then you'll see the next zone go up from there. But yeah, I mean, we could see it go down definitely. Again, currently it's kind of all starting to bleed again, which is not surprising. Again, trade wars still ongoing. The market, the market alleviated, if you will, which meant to be this press conference, was not as, big as people thought it would be. I think it was all right, but again, it wasn't anything significant. So it didn't, drop enough FOMO needed for the price to start rising in crypto again. But again, I think it's just exchanges again trying to squeeze you out of your bags. I'm not selling. I refuse to. I'm holding strong because I know what I hold in Casper and the crypto products I hold. And again, and truth be told, if you're worried about crypto, not financial wise, but you're worried about it, then just hold some stablecoins for the time being. Take it out, put in stablecoins and wait for the market to get in a better position and start detailing back in again. That's one thing that I tend to do. I've done that already myself in some of the projects I hold. But again, when we look at these projects right now, you're seeing crypto sentiment start to go up, SEC start getting more bullish, stablecoin bills starting to come into fruition. 22 US states have introduced a Bitcoin and digital asset bill so far, so we're seeing the acceleration of that already. We're seeing crypto and AI crypto czar David Sachs says it's possible the sovereign wealth fund would include Bitcoin and digital assets in the portfolio, which I already highlighted that myself, but in the past, the sovereign wealth fund tends to include stocks, bonds, commodities, all that sort of stuff as well. But I said with the nature of where this market's going right now, you'll see it be crypto as well. And I think it will be. You'll see Bitcoin and other assets as well in this sovereign wealth fund, which is also going to just help, naturally the price of crypto go up more. So it'll make it more centralized, I guess, as well. And it'll affect the market, but it will help in bringing more, belief in the market as well. In some other brilliant news as well, ARK Invest, who's Kathy Woods' company, their latest report suggested that Bitcoin is on track to reach its 2030 price target with Bitcoin at $1.5 million in the event of a bullish scenario. Bearish being 300k, base being 710k, and bullish being 1.5 million. And again, this is, once more, these are intuitions, so take what you hear with a grain of salt. It's not confirmation, it's intuitions to stay in this. But I do believe, I just say to myself that in the future we will see a $1 million Bitcoin. I think it's possible. It's only a matter of time. I'm going to get into some of the biggest news in today's stream here regarding the macro factors and why, again, we can see something like rate cuts coming very, very soon, which should be very, very big for the market and also help, a sort of relief rally in crypto and, of course, Casper as well. Demonstrate whatever. I mean, yeah, for the short term, yeah, it's definitely quite silly. But I guess it's Trump's way of trying to, I guess, bring more capital back to America. I'm not entirely, I understand like this and the kind of the repercussions of what he's doing. I don't exactly know entirely what's going on in his head. I don't think anyone really does. Releasing a meme coin and then trade war, whatever. He's trying to strengthen America ultimately, and while it's had some effect so far, China's holding stronger right now, which is, again, probably when the market's starting to correct again. It's about playing it by ear right now. I think Bitcoin right now is kind of hovering at the level of support right now of 97k. I mean, that's a level of support, but the main one is around 100k. I still do think that we could see Bitcoin come back down to 92k again potentially, and that of course will cause alts to come down more so as well, because again, if you look at it, Bitcoin is still dominating the market. It's gone up higher and higher actually, so ultimately wherever Bitcoin goes now, the alts will bleed even more so, and exchanges are part of the reason for that as well. 61% is one of the highest it's been in quite some time. In fact, it might be at one of the all-time highs. Well, not all-time highs, but it's the highest it's been in this cycle so far. Bitcoin dominance, and again, we saw in the last cycle, Bitcoin dominance reached 73%. So it may go higher still. Alt cycle might see a little relief rally soon with, Eric Trump confirming they're looking into Ethereum now. But again, Bitcoin dominance is still very, very big, hence why alts are bleeding even more so. CJ and other moon boys are invalidated. $2 max if Binance and Coinbase expected developments happens on time. Unlikely. I mean, I did always state that, the moon boys of this space stating, $10 Casper, $15 Casper. I always said it's a possibility, but it was extremely unlikely because that means you're going to see a $200+ billion market cap, which, again, for me is just, if you think about it, while Casper is deemed as a better project than like Cardano and Solana, like those projects came out, and then last cycle they reached 80 or 95 billion respectively. And while again they're not as good as Casper is, foundation wise or fundamentally wise, they had VC backing, they had a lot more that Casper did not have that gave it the ability to pump quicker. Point being is, yes, I did state that $10 was possible, and equally I still think that $5 or $4 is still possible, being 100 billion market cap. But for me, I've always tried to say 2 to 4 I think is the most likely, because I don't think 50 billion is too much. Again, we see how quickly the space can jump in a short span of time, and this pullback is just a fake out, in my belief. Because again, I don't see this being a sign that crypto's top down is already done for. I think crypto's still due to rally higher, and then Casper's one of them as well. We're getting big stuff coming out very shortly. I think again the exchange lists are very close, and we're seeing these wallets quickly rally up in their accumulation of Casper. This wallet here, been buying, again, I showed this one already. This wallet here, when I go back to it, been buying continuously, and it's been, as all it has hit, like every hour, so every few hours, 13 mil, 7 mil, 9 mil, 22, 1,000 even, 13,000, 9,000, 22,000, but it's continuous, seeing every hour or so, intervals. WhatsApp, do you think will be the highest price for Casper in the coming bull run, and why? I think that absolute best case scenario, based on, let's say Bitcoin, let's say crypto total market cap hits like 7 trillion, 8 trillion, which is, I think, best case scenario for this cycle. Therefore, Bitcoin hits about 200k. I think Casper can reach there for about $5, $6. So it'd be a 120, $150 billion market cap. But I think more likely we're going to see, I think absolute bearish case for Casper we hit $1. Absolute bearish. which even then that's a 10x from here, so that's not actually bad at all. But I think conservative prediction, so worst case for me, Casper hits $1, conservative prediction is like $2, and I'm aiming $2 to $4 still. And if we don't hit that, I've stated I really don't care, because I'm holding Casper for the long run, this cycle and beyond that. So I'll take profits, of course, but I'll DCA back into it because I see Casper as a great long-term holding that is going to continue to rally more and more in price with the developments coming out and the adoption story more and more as well. And institutional adoption coming to the space. What's the worst bear narrative for Casper? Absolute worst. Absolute worst would be the cycle just tops right now, and we get, a black swan event that causes the whole market to capitulate, which again, there's still a possibility of such, which would therefore mean that Casper will probably end up topping out right now because all the market would capitulate. That's absolute worst case. But again, I think the chances of Casper topping out right now is very, very small. Very, very small. Again, not impossible. Nothing's impossible in this space, but very short. You'd be proper pissed off waiting for your AliExpress, wouldn't you? I mean, yeah, if you are waiting for your, your Shein or Temu or Ali, yeah, you're definitely very upset right now. But again, this is the part of the strategy that the United States is trying to do to get China to bend to Trump's will. We have to see if it comes to fruition or not. What's up, Mikey? Hope you're doing very, very well, man. How did you? Good afternoon. After waiting years between bull runs, no big deal. What's a few months? Well, exactly. Let's hold off on Casper listings. It will be buried in this market. I agree as well. I completely agree. Obviously, during these streams, I highlight listings as a big catalyst. But I do highlight as well, I don't truthfully care that much about listings. For me, the main drivers of the cycle are institutional adoption. This cycle is being driven by institutions. Exchanges right now are causing a pullback, but institutions are driving the market. That's why Bitcoin's at 100k. Institutions are the main driver of the market. If you get institutional adoption with Casper, which will come through with smart contracts, and KRI as well, which again, they're kind of the reason why you might even get a contract with SEC would be very big. Then yeah, I think it will do very well. Listings are great for retail, and it's definitely something that Casper could do well with, but I don't think we need it. Listings will come through when they're ready. Desperately waiting for smart contracts. Yeah, so am I. But I think we'll see the IGRA Labs release some form of early smart contract stuff for Casper. As Shai says, earlier than you think. So I'm hoping like maybe June time, and then full release of smart contracts. According to Crypto Aspect on the Discord, Casper Discord server said it's going to be in around Q3, Q4. You're not talking about Shai's letter. Shai's letter. What Shai's letter? I haven't seen Shai's letter. What Shai's letter? What do you drive? I know it's not American. No, it's not American. It's a nice little Kia Ceed, nothing special, but it does the job. It's got a 1.5 litre. Got a little bit of oomph behind it, and yeah, it does the job. But it would make a pretty penny, But I plan to, with my hopeful millions I'll make from Casper in the future, to be living on, the Rolls Royce and the G Wagon, all that sort of stuff. Or more so just, realistically, that sort of stuff would be nice, but it's more so just to, provide for my family in the future, as I imagine many of us are here in Casper for the reason of you wanted to have some form of, retiring the bloodline with Casper type thing. That's why I hold Casper. I joke, obviously I love the cars and the house stuff, I love that, but fundamentally I invest into Casper and crypto to retire my family. Shai as a grafter. Okay, well let's look at Shai real quickly then, because I have no idea what people are talking about. I'm guessing it's this one here. Hey Casper community, unfortunately due to reasons beyond my anyone's control, one of the sources of funding my Casper activity has been unavailable, leaving me with insufficient funding and my work. Oh. That is interesting. So Shai is asking for community funding so continue working on Casper. That is interesting. My first thought, honestly, is that he probably got hacked. If I'm honest, my first thought is that he got hacked, because I'm surprised himself that he's posting this as well. But I'll probably readdress this again tomorrow, the day after that, because maybe he did get hacked. Because this just seems I'm very surprised seeing this. Talking about. Okay, well that is interesting. So Shai is now asking for funding from the community. He's put a poll up for voting as well. I mean, end of the day, a lot of people don't like Shy, but there are people in the space who, and I say, I mean, like me, don't get me wrong, I don't particularly feel that I don't particularly have the funding, to be honest, that I'd choose to donate to Shy, but there are people in this space who are more wealthy than myself and hold a lot more Casper than myself. And they may, and a lot of people, again, there's a massive divide between Casper and Shy. A lot of people still believe in Shy. A lot of people don't like Shy. I believe in Shy, but I mean, I do like Shy. I understand the negative sentiment behind him, but I do still like Shy. I think he's just got a way of words, really. But I'm sure, people in the community will definitely support him if this ends up being true, which I mean, probably is. Again, I'm going to wait to see, because I'm surprised to see this happening, to be honest. I'm surprised. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. That is very crazy. But I'll get some more questions in just a moment, though, because I need to quickly cover the macro news here. I'll do a lot more. I'll post this information in my community, both the free one and the paid one. But in the paid one, I'll make a much more extensive post about it, kind of highlighting the significance of what's happening right now. It's ultimately, again, amongst the free community is great for everyone to kind of have a place to chill, chat, and learn more about crypto. But the executive community here is a place where you can join right now, 7-day free trial, join for free. And we provide a lot more in there in regards to even more deeper insights to what we talk about daily, but also information ahead of time, alpha information that's exclusive to you guys that helps you understand the institutional sentiment behind this market and where we see crypto going to go. Weekly live streams with the pro analysis, stuff like that, which we've been doing every Saturday. Buy and sell alerts, hidden gems, a lot of it being AI based as well, because I've got a lot of belief in AI, and equally risk management and everything else. We also do trading picks again. We haven't done trades in a while because the market is very, very volatile, but we have had some very, very big gains. One of our biggest gains so far, and it's currently an ongoing trade. It has had a pullback recently, but this did make us this would have made a 7x from its, from the time we got in at 30 mil to 240 mil. So we made a 7x over that with that. But a 6.5x with Trust and Web3, and our biggest gain being a 25x in Exo Cortex. So there has been, apologies, drink some water. Wow. Apologies for that, damn. But so far the executive community has been, very, in the meme side of things, been very profitable so far, I like to say. And we're trying to bring as much as we can to this community to help provide even more insights into this space. While this community is about helping people band together and more about understanding crypto and Casper, of course, the executives are trying to understand more about the space and the future to be, and, again, even more deeper insights into, again, institutional sentiment. These documents that we're finding from that KPMG, for example, one of the big 4 accounting firms, and what they believe is going to happen in this space. And it's helped us devise our trading strategy and understand that the cycle, while it's coming through a correction, and if you see a black swan event, of course, it's always a possibility, but if you see that, institutional sentiment is that we're going to see a lot more higher highs coming very, very soon. So again, I'm going to be putting some alpha posts in the community today as well from institutions, so if you want to find out more about it, and also everything else provided in there, there's a 7-day free trial period to come join for free. If you don't like it, by all means, cancel it. That's fine. But you come join for free. If you like what you see and you think it's worth your while, then come sign up. $49.99. And we do at some point we'll probably increase the price. But if you join now, you'll be grandfathered in this price for the rest of your life. So it's all there for you. I'll leave the links in this chat description, also my homepage as well. But let's go to the macro news really here first. First, we've got the 10-year breakdown. It's below 4.5 this morning, which is very, very big. Why is it very big? Well, this ultimately is a very big thing for Bitcoin. Truth be told, it's a very good thing for Bitcoin. Trying to find the post I made on it so I could just actually talk about it. This is basically just my reminder here to all of us in the stream right now that 2025 is still going to be one of the greatest years for this market. And this includes Casper as well. Bond year is falling right now, which is good for Bitcoin. It's very good for Bitcoin seeing this happening. And more importantly, shout out to Cody for this post here. Job openings are unexpectedly created by more than 500k as we all start to fall off the job market. There's information against in my community, the free community, and I'll put a more detailed post in the executive community later on, but so you get a better understanding of what I'm thinking. But ultimately, this post here goes on about how the job just massive pullback, and inclusion of this to make sense of the sudden collapse in the labour market. It's suspected that potentially Trump, it's one or two things. Either the Fed under Biden administration lied about the job data, or Trump has now caused a collapse of the job data. Either way, point being is Trump has already stated he demands more rate cuts. He wants more rate cuts. But the Fed is not doing it right now, and he's not happy about it. But all Trump needs to do to get the Fed to start cutting rates again is to tell the BLS to show a sudden collapse in the labour market, meaning more unemployment. Therefore, with more unemployment, the way to combat that is to lower rates. But arguably the most important macro factor as well is this here from Kobe's letter. Talk about the fact that there's currently $9.2 trillion of US debt that will either mature or need to be refinanced. This is a very big deal and is actually the main reason why inflation is still growing right now. So what does this mean? Well, ultimately this means that some of the existing US government debt will be reaching its maturity date, meaning the amount borrowed will become due and payable, and the government have to repay this borrowed money to the lenders. And as it stands right now, most of this is set to be refinanced, or most of this happened, most of this debt was refinanced last year. So meaning they have to now pay it this year. So they've already refinanced it once. So it's maturing again. And there's $9.2 trillion worth they've got to actually, pay back to the lenders right now. But I don't think the US has the money for this right now. For the point being, the way to generate enough income to either refinance it again or pay it off is to lower interest rates. That's the very surface level of what's happening right now. But ultimately, right now, almost $10 trillion of US debt is going to be entering its maturity stage or needs to be refinanced. And the only way to generate enough income for America to generate enough income to be able to pay off this debt or to refinance it or again have the capital is to also lower interest rates. Also because you can see here it's a double whammy for the United States government. As this debt matures and interest rates rise, debt service costs are soaring. The average interest rate on 36 trillion of Treasury debt is now 300%, the highest since 2010. So so they have to lower interest rates. Otherwise, when they end up refinancing or refinancing the debt or borrowing more money to pay off the debt, whatever it may be, they're going to be paying at higher interest rates. They're going to be losing more money off it. So they've got to lower rates so they can borrow more money cheaper to pay off the debt that's about to mature. So ultimately, the Fed's in a very, very tight spot where we can see, while again the inflation is still rising up higher and higher, and to combat inflation you've got to increase rates, the unemployment's now come down drastically all of a sudden, and this is all coming to its due date as well. Therefore, the way to combat that is to lower rates. So potentially, therefore, the strong belief we've seen more rate cuts very, very soon to combat the struggling economy and the debt crisis right now. This is once more why, again, I choose not to be worried about the short term and the exchanges being, scummy, and this whole trade war stuff. All this stuff is just noise. It's useless noise to understanding where the cycle's still likely going to go in the next few months, which is just, in my belief, again, not financial, my belief, going to be up. And this is information that, again, providing a lot more detail with a lot more institutional insight to the executives who are part of this community here, who are actively learning more and more about this space through the live streams, through the alpha information, and of course, through the short-term factors are like, again, swing trading, meme trading, whatever it may be, to actually make gains quicker, to put more into our solid picks and our chilling gems. Could we understand, we're trying to maximize more from the space and understand where this is going to go. Again, if you want to learn more, links in the chat, description, also on my homepage, because there's a lot more coming to this space, and that's why I choose not to be worried about it. Unfortunately, nobody can say this is a crypto drop not based on real token value, both retail motion and market motion. Yeah, again, you're completely right, Mikey. This current drop in the part of Casper and even the crypto market is not, a typical one. It's one that's definitely been manipulated and based on emotions. Because right now everyone's worried about the trade war, but I think everyone's been over exaggerating. I think they are. I think over exaggerating because I don't think it's a problem at all. Truth be told, I think it's going to be fine in the long run. Again, could be wrong, but for a stance right now, I think we're still in a very strong spot. The fact that we're complaining, of course, we want to hold Casper here, and it's down at 9.3 cents, which is actually crazy. But if you look at it from a general market perspective right now, and therefore basically just look at Bitcoin only at 97k, that's not a problem at all. And right now we're in a massive Bitcoin dominant market, so when Bitcoin starts to rise, the projects will rise with it. What's up, Nick? KJ, I hope all is well. I'm great, my man. Hope you're doing very well as well. Are you still holding Vulcan Forge? Yes, I am. I'm still holding Vulcan Forge. Currently it's down from when I bought into it, because I bought into it around 2.5, so it's down. But again, I'm not worried because gaming projects tend to normally rally very, very late in the cycle. Typically, when the cycle comes to near to an end, of course, I'll be taking my assets out, but I'll probably start looking more so into gaming projects around them, because that's when they start to gain more momentum normally. I'll be looking to get to Nako very soon as well, I imagine as well. But either way, point being is, yeah, I'm down on this right now, but I'm not worried, because Vulcan Forge is one that, I mean, again, to be honest, it's a slight bias pick. This is one I got in the last cycle, and then maybe a nice 2x during this whole, pullback phase here. So, I'm not worried about Vulcan Forge. It's down right now, but I still think it could come back. But it's unfortunate, but again, the market's just in the mud right now. Yeah, again, Shy, people don't like him very much. I still haven't got a problem with him, but I understand the sentiment behind him. People have a negative viewpoint of Shy, which is fair enough. Again, I understand the sentiment behind it. I choose to remain neutral on the matter, and I also don't personally have a problem with Shy either. I think he's done a lot for the space in and of itself anyways. It's just there are some parts where people don't agree with him, and that's seemingly overshadowing all the good he's done for Casper as well. But again, you can't change community sentiment that much. It's hard. Again, one thing I state time and time again, it's very, very easy to lose trust. Gaining trust is very, very hard, and that's what I try to do in this space constantly. Myself, of course, trying to be an educator, and when I do make mistakes, I apologise and trying to own up to them. Gaining trust is very hard, but losing it is very easy. So again, that's why I try to always, put on a strong front as well. Say strong front, I completely truthful to myself. And this is why, again, I understand right now people aren't happy with Shy, because he has his very colourful words, and his talk on the Israel, Palestine and Iran thing, I understand why he's doing it, but people aren't happy about it. And then Shy goes back very toxic, understandably, from his point of view as well, which has caused the community to be very upset by him. It is what it is. Good evening, Casper Fog. I'm very good, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well as well, my man. The whole market is down, not just Casper. Breathe and understand this is a bullish long term, so the team has more time to solidify the project for the bull run. The stars may not look like they are lying, but don't get sharing out of the life-changing money this year. I completely agree with you, Jordan. And that's what I've been saying time and time again. The last few videos I've been making and streams have been arguably saying, has Trump just saved Casper bull run? Because right now the market's coming down heavily due to all the tariffs and all the uncertainty right now in the market, and the exchange is manipulating the price of crypto and Casper as well, dumping left, right and centre. But at the same time, think about it this way. If you do strongly believe in Casper, when did you think you're going to get a chance to buy Casper below 10 cents again? We've seen that twice in the past two or 3 days, which is crazy. I don't think we'll see 10 cent Casper again. And as much as that can be a bad thing, I think it's a great thing at the same time, because I'm like, okay, cool. I can buy cheap Casper again, in the strong belief that it'll go up again. Do you think we will still see $1 this year? Yes. Personally, yes. Again, that's my own belief, not financial advice. Some say only 70 cents, some say only 50 cents, some say $1, some say $2. I think $2 is still possible. Again, to prove once more, we've seen how quickly projects can rally in this such a short span of time. Again, take Solana. Didn't rally till August. Solana's normally the number 5 crypto project in the world right now. Didn't start rallying until August of last cycle. It did nothing. It started rallying a little bit early on. We saw a pullback in pullback, and it started rallying a little bit early on, reaching about 15 bill, coming back again, but didn't start rallying properly from 8 to 9 bill market cap till August. And then it jumped up in 4 months to 70, 80 bill. So again, projects can jump very quickly in price. Just because it's down right now doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be down forever. I don't think Casper will be, because Casper, while every other project in this space is kind of finished, completing, they're just getting adoption now, and ETFs and whatnot, Casper has all of that still to come through, and it's still developing. Once Trump is done bullying the world with his tariff threats, I see a $5 Casper. I think we'll see Casper rise, definitely, but $5 again. While I still think it's a possibility, that's my upper range. My range is $2 to $4/$5. So I'm not saying it's not possible, but we'll have to see a hell of a lot of adoption, and we'll have to see ETFs and everything else come to Casper very quickly. We have to see smart contracts come out, and the KR launch their project very, very quickly and get quick adoption for $5, I think. SEC better update about Casper, or else they'll be riding the old horse. Yeah, I hope so as well. Well, I tried to load up that post, and it's, yeah, there you go. My whole chat's just bugging out right now. I don't know why. Sorry, my chat's just... Okay. What's up, War Britannia? I'm doing very, very well, my man. Hi, Jay. There's so many asking for predictions. I thought you can use this 20 towards your crystal ball. Thank you very much, Mike, my man. I appreciate it once more for the $20 Canadian donation. And yeah, people are flooding right now. Fear and gun. I understand it completely. So yeah, those are my predictions. Really, they haven't changed at all. The market's down, but my predictions haven't changed at all. And again, the reason why it's not changed is from the stuff that I've covered already in the macro factor as well, what's coming to Casper as well, but equally, the information I've covered to the executives here, the in-depth information, alpha information from institutions, is why it's the strongest reason why I'm still not worried about Casper or crypto. Because institutional sentiment that I've disclosed to the executives here is proof to me that it's not going to be. And again, black swan event aside, because that's always a possibility, but ignore the potential black swan, because you can't predict those things. Institutional sentiment is still very, very bullish, and that's what the people in here understand. That's why I'm not worried about crypto at all, and Casper in particular as well. Imagine big players packing their bags and all of a sudden they go bullish on Casper publicly and Bitcoin dips so hard and all the money rushes into Casper, a man can dream. Oh god, that would be the wet dream of all wet dreams, you know. What's up, DD? I said yesterday, but a lot of rumors for February 10th. I really hope $5 plus is just my opinion, but I'm keeping it for 5 years so I don't care. Again, that's a good. I think that's a smart strategy, my man. I do, and yeah. Whether it's the 10th of February, meaning in 5 days' time, I think a little bit later. I'm not wholly stating 10th of February because, again, that means if we don't get 10th of February, we'll see more pullbacks. Everyone's be like, oh, we didn't get a listing. Oh, no, Binance not listed. Never going to list. I thought it could happen. My whole YouTube studio decided to crash on me. Fantastic. But yeah, I do think February is likely to happen. I'm optimistic about February, but I'm not putting the timeline on 10th of February per se, because I just think I don't want to put a construct on the actual time, because that again will just cause more uncertainty should we not get it on the 10th. And last thing we need right now is more negative sentiment. We've got enough of it already. But I do think we'll see it in due time, and again, I'm holding for the long term as well, 5 plus, 10 plus years, so yeah, I think it's still a good shout, my man. Yeah, losing support. We might see it panic sell, but we'll have to wait and see again. Again, pullbacks for me short term. I don't trade Casper, so I'm not that bothered by it either. We might see a huge panic sell, but we'll have to wait and see. I have to wait and see right now. It's not doing too badly, but there's always a possibility of such. Anyone panic selling deserves to get wrecked. I mean, if you're panic selling, then I understand why, but all I could suggest, not advise, I suggest is just research more into Casper, understand what you're holding. Because Casper is building some serious, infrastructure right now. This is what they're building, and it's significant, and they're going to get a lot more in terms of adoption coming through very soon. Again, institutional clients coming to Casper very, very soon. It's a matter of time. Holding 1,000 Casper, it's worth it to bull on. I mean, I think 1,000 Casper is a decent holding. I mean, frankly, I think holding any amount of Casper is decent. Because I think about it, there aren't, in the grand scheme of things, there aren't that many people that actually know of Casper or at least hold Casper. So you're early. Holding 1,000 Casper is still strong, because it means that should Casper reach 1k, or should Casper reach $1, you've made 1k. So, again, I'm not going to, make an opinion on how much Casper you should hold. Because again, it comes down to I don't know your finances. But the fact that you're holding Casper, I think, in itself is already very bullish. So, props to you for doing your research and knowing what you hold. I'll buy more. Love to hear it, my man. Casper's already down 8% against Bitcoin from all-time highs. Yes, that is true. Casper's also down 55% from its all-time high itself. But if you want to compare other projects, because we can compare Litecoin, for example. Litecoin, another proof of work, is currently down 70% from its all-time high. Look at Cardano, for example. For example, is equally down about, 70% from its all-time high? Yep, 75%. So, the so-called competing projects of Casper right now, Casper's main competitor, Casper can't really say they're compared to Solana or Ethereum or XRP right now because it's not big enough. So the other competitors being Cardano and Litecoin, which are still quite big, Casper's still not doing as bad as those are in its, all-time high peaks. So again, it's a matter of perspective. Casper's doing badly against Bitcoin right now from all-time highs, but equally in comparison to other projects, it's doing well. And so how far back it's come down in comparison. So yeah, again, it's about perspective. I'm still not worried about Casper remotely. If we did 4 cents, I'd graduate from Dolphin to Shark. Oh, that would be a dream as well. I mean, yeah, I still buy Casper no matter how far down it goes, because I do see what they're building, and I think it's going to be a very strong project. And I've had loads of people who I deem as very I wouldn't say crypto professionals, but they're very knowledgeable in this space as well. Arguably as knowledgeable as I am, if not more so, who also understand what Casper building and think, yeah, it's going to be a very big project in the future to come as well. Actually, that looks like a top, and it just broke down to the side. Again, it could be just, again, I think Casper coming down right now, I still believe it'll come back in the future, so I'm still not worried. I mean, us buying more and more won't, I mean, it'll help me, it will. It's just saying hold the price of Casper, maybe not, but it's in the current time being yes. But again, I'm not looking short term. I'm not leverage buying this. I'm buying for, the next few months and then years to follow. So buying at 9 cents is great when Casper hopefully in due time will reach $10, $20, $50. It's a $2 billion market cap, okay, and so many other projects are struggling as well. I understand Casper's struggling right now, but I understand what they're building as well, so I just choose not to worry about it. What's up, Coin Zenzi, my man? Welcome back to the stream. What's your pie prediction this bull run? Same as always, $2 conservative, absolute bearish, worst case being like $1, and but 2 to 4 still my conviction, like my average like zone. Top 10 Casper whales purchase 80 million Casper. Why whales will buy fish fear? Precisely, again, if you look at the larger wallet holders for Casper, which again I can't find it right now because I'm a moron, but if you look at the people who are holding Casper, exchanges right now are near all-time highs holding Casper. But you look at the addresses holding Casper and look at it in terms of like history. So you look at how much they're holding, the life cycle of them. The people who are holding Casper for a long time, they're still not selling. It's people who are buying short term that are selling. How do you see Cubic? I don't hold Cubic. I've heard stuff about it. I heard Shai made a comment about Cubic as well. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on it. I don't hold Cubic. I don't think I plan to get into it either. Could do well. It needs more adoption really. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm bullish on Cubic. Nothing against the project personally. I'm not too much into it, so it's only on the surface level. But on the surface level, I'm just not too bullish on Cubic. What's up, Buffalo Theory? Doing very, very well, man. Having a very good day. Thoughts on comments in Tau? It's also proof of work. I think it will do good for Tau throughout the cycle. When AR starts to take off properly, which I think will happen in the cycle as well. But you might just see more pullbacks again, because typically these listings aren't doing fantastic for projects like Price right now. They do well for with FOMO and then just dump straight afterwards. Coinbase has been listing a load of projects recently. They've been doing that. So again, I think it'll do well in the long run. I think these listings will do well in the long run, but for the time being, I don't think listings have lost they've lost their edge. Listings used to be like deemed as a massive news. Now it's not. Now people don't really care. People think listings now are the sign of it's going to be a local top, which it normally is now. So listings. That's why I'm not so bothered about Casper listings either, because I think it'll do well for Casper in bringing more retail in, but it might be a sign also for a local top. I think again, long term it won't really matter. It'd be great for adoption, but I'm looking more so towards institutional adoption and that sort of developments than I am for Coinbase listings. You think Casper can drop below 7 cents? Always a possibility. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm hopeful it won't. It didn't drop below 7 cents here, so I'm hopeful it won't. But the problem is not many levels of support below 8 cents here. There's not really many levels of support below this line here we're at right now. There are not many levels of support. So below here is kind of like, Casper could do whatever. We don't really know what the supports are. We do know some of them, but there aren't many. So we have to just wait and see, really. Is Wallet 5 the number 9 coming to Binance? I don't know who Wallet 9 is. We don't know what either wallets are, truth be told. We have no idea which wallet is which wallet. We don't know who Wallet 9 is. When Wallet 9 says MEXC right now, I'm assuming you're referring to 8 here now. We don't know who 8 is. Although we look at 8 real quickly, we can see that 8 has been buying Casper since March-ish time last year, around the launch of the KEF actually. I mean, slowly accumulating more and more. It could just be a very big holder, maybe OKX, because OKX is a venture of the KEF, and the KEF was launched in around March of last year, so it could be the OKX. And then Wallet 5, again, we don't know who Wallet 5 is, but Wallet 5 has a hell of a lot more, and it's speculated to be Binance's. Again, buying since March as well, and been buying a hell of a lot more recently, so I speculate it's Binance. We'll have to wait and see though. I don't know which one's Coinbase is. I don't think Coinbase actually has a lot, truth be told. I don't think they're really caring about Casper right now. But it'll happen in due time, the cycle, I'm sure of that much. But with that being said, thank you everyone once more for watching today's live stream. A lot of information to cover today, as always. There's a lot of big things coming. This sort of stuff is what I'm not worried about. The nature of the market right now. I may see more rate cards coming very, very soon. KRI might be meeting with the SEC, which will be very big as well. And exchanges seemingly and big wallets are starting to accumulate more and more frequently. So, while short term is fear and it's FUD and everyone's a bit worried, long term, which is what I'm looking for Casper and crypto in the next few months, I'm still not worried. If you want to know more, come check out the free community. We're talking about crypto and Casper, every single day, trying to build an understanding of the space. All sharing sources of information and whatnot, but equally trying to be even more locked in. Maximize the benefit from crypto regarding institutional alpha documents and everything else we provide in there, trading picks, market sentiment, you name it, everything we provide in more detail there. Come check out the WAP crypto executive page there. Currently a 7-day free trial period, you can join for free and see if it likes your fancy. If you like what you see and you think it's worthwhile, then by all means come sign up. But right now, I still think we've got a lot of big things coming to the space, and that's why I'm not worried about Casper coming down right now. It's frustrating, and the FUD's growing, but I'm just buying the FUD. I'm ignoring the FUD. If you're really worried, just take a step away from the computer for a week or so, and come back, and I'm sure things will be better by that point. Because February normally is also a very bullish time for crypto, and I do think that we'll get Binance this February as well. Hopefully, we'll have to wait and see, of course. But that being said, thank you for watching. If you enjoy, leave a like as always. Share your friends, subscribe for more. Have a great day, good evening, and good night. To a different cycle, big money is pushing back. Casper will be melting face at 100% LB. We're not in the same cycle as always. Things are different. You've got to adapt and overcome. And that's what we're trying to teach everyone and help educate people in the community, especially in the executives here. By all means, come check it out. Links in the description, chat out on the homepage.